Hello everyone, this is Julie with Craft with Julie, and today I'm going to share with you my November Stamp of the Month card kit. This is a kit I send to you in the mail when you order the Stamp of the Month on my website, which is juliescott.closetomyheart.com. I like to give you a little project kit that you can create with your brand new stamp set. Now this is the stamp set for this month. It is called Thanks a Bunch, and it has so many really fun thank yous, gratitudes, these really adorable leaves, a little kind of a grid looking hearts, and the different ways that you can stamp these sentiments. Like you have thanks, and then you can do like for the friendship we share. You know, you can mix and match them. So it's a really great stamp set. This set is $19.95, or you can get it for only $5 with a $50 purchase. But if you are a Close to My Heart VIP customer, you can get this set for free with a $50 purchase. And then of course I will send you this little kit in the mail that you can create with your brand new stamp set. So I put this little kit together, and let me show you. It comes in a little envelope to protect it, and then on the front I list the items that I use. So if you're like, I really love this paper, you can just look right here and see that it's the Mix-In paper packet. This lantern is so adorable. It's from the Home for Christmas Digital Art Collection, and I also use some silver bell dots, and then all the cardstock that I use, I list the colors. And then on the back I will list what you need. For this one, you just need some liquid glue and adhesive. So I've got my liquid glue and my Close to My Heart adhesive. And then you'll need Intense Black, Charcoal, Sage, Desert Rose, and Toffee Ink. And then we're going to do a little highlight of yellow on this one. So if you have the light yellow TriBlend marker or a different color, it's totally fine. And then I do write out instructions if you like to go by those, or you can just wing it. That's what I do. And then I try to make it as easy as possible, and I put all the pieces in their own little bunch so you know which pieces go to which card. So let's go ahead and get started with card number 1. I did put all of the little Cricut pieces in a baggie along with the dots so they wouldn't get lost. But card number 1, let me move these, is this one right here. Thankful for all the ways you brighten my life. And I'm gonna grab some card bases. Hopefully I have enough. I'm gonna have to restock my card bases. Okay, there we go. So the stamp that we're going to be using is this big thankful right here, and then for all the ways you brighten my life is right there. So let's go ahead and stamp that first. So the pieces you'll have are 2 Cricut cuts, a white piece, charcoal piece, and then 2 of the patterns from the Mix-In collection, or you can flip it over, there's dots on that side. And let's go ahead and stamp this thankful. I want to put it on the squishy mat that comes in your stamp set so you get a nice clean image. And we're going to stamp the thankful in charcoal ink. I'm going to add it there. Now if your stamp set is brand new, you'll want to season it. You can stamp it a couple times, or you can simply just rub it on your hand just to get those fibers from manufacturing off, so it gives a nice clean image. And let's go ahead and ink that up in charcoal ink. And I'm going to stamp it. Just want to make sure we got a good kind of on the right hand side towards the top. I'm just going to hold it there for just a second, let it soak in. There we go. And then below that, everything's sticking. I'm going to use intense black ink because we will be using that marker to highlight that phrase. So you don't want it to bleed. So I'm using the intense black and this one right here for All the Ways You Brighten My Life. Now this one's kind of thin and wobbly, so what I like to do with those is I'll just lay it on my workspace and then pick it up with my block, and then it usually keeps its shape and it's straight. And I'll just ink that up and stamp that right below the thankful. Perfect. Now we can go ahead and start assembling this card. I am going to start with this top piece right here. There is a white edge around the outside of the card, so it's hard to tell probably, but I'm leaving about 1/4 of an inch on the top and both of the sides, so it has that little edge. And then I'm going to add this one on the bottom, leaving a little bit of an edge. And then I'm going to add the charcoal, and I'm using the light side, so I'm going to put my glue on the dark side of the charcoal cardstock and put that right in the center. Oh, I didn't cut that right. I apologize if I messed up on that cut. Oh, actually, you know what? I did it right. Sorry. It needs to go edge to edge. Now that I look at it, it goes all the way across. I did cut it right. Okay. And then we're going to add this thankful right across. See, just like that is so cute. I love this pattern right here. So let's go ahead and add some of these fun little elements. So this is the lantern, and you can use the light or the dark, whatever you would like to do. You can even do one side light, one side dark, so it kind of stands out. Totally up to you. I use the light side, and I'm trying to remember. Okay, so we need to do the candle first. So I'm going to dump out all my little thingies. I'll probably lose one because that's just how I roll. So let's assemble the candle. Okay, so you have a black candle and then the French vanilla on top. You could actually just use adhesive runner on that. And just layer that on. And then you have this little flicker on the candle, and that is made out of Sundance. You'll just want to make sure that you put it on the right side. I'm just going to add a little dot of glue. And I should have brought my tweezers. That would have made it so much easier to assemble that one. Okay. So then it needs to go behind there. So let's add some more glue on the back and add it about right there. So the top just barely above the charcoal cardstock. And then we can start adding these fun little elements. This one you could also probably just use the tape runner on, maybe. And you start assembling your lantern. Isn't it so cute? Again, this is on the Home for Christmas Digital Art Collection. Close to My Heart has a bunch of different little collections that they bring out that match our paper collections, so you can extend those paper collections even more. And you can use it with your Cricut or it's just an SVG file, so you can use it with a Cricut or any cutting machine that uses the SVG. Okay, so add that right there. This gives it a nice fun layer. And then we have our top. And just add that right on the top of that. And then there is, it's hard to do black on black, this little ring. So just add a little bit of glue. And I'm going to tuck that underneath that knob, just like that. Okay. And then to finish it off, I'm going to add these really cute little sprigs of greenery. And you can just play around with them, decide what you like it best, or you can leave them off. It's totally up to you. You could put them at the top, you could put them over here. Totally up to you what you how you want to put those on, or leave them off. But this is also part of that collection. Just going to lay that right on top of there. It's going to go over my thankful a little bit, but that's okay. And add this one as well. Just little dots of glue and cross them at the bottom. Okay, so now I'm going to take that yellow marker and I'm going to do the lightest one. So these we're using on a different card, so I'm going to set those aside. And I lightly add some yellow on top of that brighten. Just make that pop a little bit. Okay, so there is card number 1. Okay, so card number 2 is this one right here. And the pieces that you'll have are a white piece, sage, and then 4 different color patterns in that mix-in collection. You can flip them over as well, so there's a lot of options there. This is pretty simple, easy card. So let's go ahead and start with the stamping. And we're going to stamp thank you on the top. So right here, this really fun font of thank you. That one's kind of a long one, so I'm going to set that down and then pick it up with my block. Oh, I didn't get it all the way. Sometimes it's hard when I can't be right over the top of it. Let's see, that's not going to work. There we go. That's better. Season it if it's a new stamp. We're going to use sage ink and we're going to stamp it. I need to move this way. I like to ink it up all at the same time. And stamp it in the center at the top. And then I'm going to take that one off and do for all you do right here. And we're going to use the same color of ink right underneath there. Okay, so now we can assemble this card. I'm going to take the strips of paper and just kind of lay them out to where I want them. They can overlap a little bit if you'd like, or they can be straight on, just depending. And I think that's good. So I'm going to go ahead and add some adhesive. On the back. And lay these down. probably be different than what I laid down. Always happens. Okay, and there we go. Okay, and then we'll take our sage cardstock and kind of lay that right across the center. And our thank you. And then I cut these little poinsettias off of the Cricut as well, that same collection, and there's a double, so it kind of makes it a little more 3D. So you'll have 2 of each size. So I'm going to just go ahead and add a little glue to the center of that one. And then I want to offset the leaves just a little bit so it kind of pops off the card. There we go. Right there looks really good. And then we'll do the same for this one up here. These leaves are a little delicate, but there we go. And then just offset it just a little bit. Okay. And now we're going to add our little silver bell dots. These are kind of like a clear, glittery dots. There's also silver and then toffee. So some of you may have received the different colors in your kit. I thought the toffee looked really great too. So some of you will get the toffee ones, but they all look really good. So there is your second card. Okay, so our last one is this one right here. And the pieces you'll need are sage, desert rose, I want to say rosemary, but it's not. It's desert rose, French vanilla, and then I'm using some of that same mix-in. It's the wood grain on that one. So we are going to take one of these leaves and random stamp it all over this sage piece. And actually I'm just going to do the edges because the center will be covered up so you won't see it. So I'm just going to go ahead and random stamp. And if you've never random stamped before, you kind of do it in like a triangle pattern, and then you move your paper as well. So you can see this is kind of a triangle, and I moved my paper, or you can move your stamp so it goes in different directions. It just kind of helps you get a more cohesive look on your random stamping, even though it's supposed to be random. But that's it's an old trick that I learned probably when I first started stamping. So random stamping's been around for so long. But that is how I learned how to do it. And sometimes I get too picky about my triangles or whatnot, but really you can just kind of randomly stamp that all the way around. And this is sage cardstock, sage ink, so you can see how the tone on tone really is such a nice look. And we're really just making our own pattern paper is what we're doing. And there we go. Okay, and the next thing we need to do is stamp the thankful, grateful, and blessed. I'm going to start with the center with toffee. Let me pull off the old one. Actually, I think I want this smaller block so I can see better. So I'm starting with the center, the grateful, and so then it's easier for me to line it up that way. I love how each one of these is individual, so we don't have to do like masking or anything, and we can change the colors, and or we could use them on their own. And if you saw my last video, I used the same idea on a scrapbook layout, so I will put a link to that in this video as well, so you can check it out. So I'm going to do this thankful, and we're going to stamp that in sage. And just kind of put it right above, leaving a little bit of a space. Sometimes words are hard. Okay, so now Desert Rose. This color is so pretty. Such a pretty color. And we'll do Blessed with the Desert Rose. Now, if you don't have these ink colors, you can use what you have. It's totally up to you. I just give you the ink colors just for your reference. And Blessed. There you go. Okay, so now we can start assembling this card. Grab my card base. The one thing that does not come in your kit are the card bases, just because I try to keep it to one stamp. So if I added bases, the post office would be like, oh, that's now a package. So I try to keep it a little cost effective for everyone. But I always have card bases on hand, or you can cut down a piece of white cardstock and then score it. There you go. Stick that in the center. But I try to include everything else, so you have what you need. And then I felt like it needed a little something on the top, so we're going to add kind of like a little washi tape across the top. So there we go. Thankful, Grateful, Blessed. So those are our 3 cards. Let me bring them back in. Using our November stamp of the month called Thanks a Bunch. And like I said in the beginning, if you order this stamp set on my website, which is juliescott.closetomyheart.com, I will send you this workshop or this card kit for free in the mail. You can purchase the stamp set for $19.95, or you can add it to your order for only $5 if you make a $50 purchase. Or if you are a Close to My Heart VIP customer, you can actually get this stamp set for free with a $50 purchase. And then I'll send you this card kit to create these cards. If you have any questions about the VIP program or about the stamp of the month, I will put links for more information in the description of this video, and I'll also put a list of the supplies I use, so if you want to recreate these cards, you know what products I use. So if you enjoyed this video, I would love a thumbs up, maybe leave me a comment, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.